Good evening, all of you. So we'll continue the problems related to the first week of the rotation mechanics syllabus. I think all of you know the syllabus. What we have is like the moment of inertia, torque, and torque equal to I alpha. Then angular impulse, all those things will come. Rolling and the other things will be there for the next week of syllabus. So just try to confine. So this much only. If you are interested, you can prepare the total rotation mechanics. Next week, you can concentrate on the topics. So the examination syllabus, have an idea, then what you want to prepare, it's left to you. Okay, we'll start the numericals. February 1, I think the reopening will be February 1. February 1, we'll meet in the college. Compulsory. There'll be grand test, no? No optional online class. How come I can take online, offline classes? Okay, now we'll start with this one. Read the question. I'll set the diagram. Okay, these are the two rods. Something like that. Let's get into the what all indicated. Let me indicate once. This alpha. This will make an angle beta. This is H. This is A, C, point P. Find the component of velocity of their point of intersection P along the rod AB. This is what our question that is being asked. So let me call this as rod 1 for our convenient. And let this be rod 2. Okay, this angle 180 minus beta. Let me take theta. They're just based on some mathematics, may not be, but can be asked. There's all possibility. Let me assume one thing. V1 equal to, both the rods are of same length. V1 equal to L1 omega 1. So this will be clockwise. I'll take this to be negative. V2 equal to L omega 2, anti-clockwise. Let this be positive. Convention, it's just a convention. The one which is upward will be negative, one which will be downward will be positive. Okay, this one. Yeah. Let's get into the how the velocity of point P. So somewhere I too don't know. So somewhere I'm making a guess of it. The velocity of point P is somewhere like this, Vp. Okay, the more, I think better you look at the triangle APC, from that you can easily get the unknown thing. What is it? What is the, see, what should be our approach? The first question, what should be your approach? So just look at this particular triangle with this one. From this triangle only, what happened? We can get it. So what is it? Is asking the velocity of the point of intersection along the rod one. So somehow if I can calculate the distance AP, I'll differentiate this length because this will be varying. No, this length AP will not be fixed, will be varying. I think you should be able to imagine. Or if I move the rod, so somewhere rough diagram. So some of you are not understanding this one. So it is like this. Okay, now it will be visible. So now this will move like this. So as it moves, look at the point of intersection. It is having a displacement. No, like that, you should imagine both the rods are moving. Then definitely open. The point of intersection will move in a plane. Its component along the rod AB. That's what being asked. So try to see the point of intersection now. So earlier it is here. Now, when rod 1 is fixed, when both rod 1, rod 2 moving, you should imagine. I can't show that. And then, so only rough, I have this much here. There's a background. So for that, what I do is like, I just take help of the distance AP. The rate of change of the distance AP is nothing but the component of speed along component of point P along the rod AB will come. So how to get that distance AP is what? First, I'll take help of the triangle ACP. I think this approach finish, or more than this, nothing is needed. So in the triangle ACP, alpha plus 180 minus beta plus theta should be equal to 180, or theta equal to beta minus alpha. Okay, this is the equation 1, I'll call it. Then applying sine rule, h by sine theta equal to AP by h by sine theta equal to CP by sine alpha. We'll see what all possible have this much. So this is equation 2, I'll call it. Let me call this as 3. Altogether, we needed AP, no? So AP, what I can add? Sine of 180 minus beta, sine of 180 minus beta will be sine beta. And theta, what we can write? Beta minus alpha. Equation 3 needed or not needed, I just wrote it. So I'll take help of, or if needed, I'll bring it. Why unnecessary write so many equations? So therefore, now the distance AP is equal to H just wait. H by sine beta, sine theta. Theta will be different. I think it's all about now differentiating. So V parallel, I'll call this one. So D of AP by DT. This was the unknown thing which is needed. So I'm going to differentiate this. I'll call directly 2. So differentiating this above equation. So V parallel is equal to H sine of dB by dt. Okay, check mathematics. I think, okay, this will be fine. Yeah. What this? What is V parallel? What we should call velocity of component of velocity of point P along the rod AB. Almost problem is over. dB by dt. dB by dt. Next, what is omega 1? We can write it as omega 1 will be. Okay, this we have to replace, no? So dB by dt will be, there'll be an opposite sense, no? Alpha V1. d alpha by dt should be equal to omega 1. dB by dt should be equal to omega 2. Okay, this will become omega 1 plus omega 2, that bracket term. The last corner bracket is very important. Here is what most of us will go wrong. Why negative sign? Alpha will be decreasing, beta will be increasing. No? So therefore it will be like this one. So substituting these things, the value of this will be V parallel dB by dt should be equal to omega to omega 2 is what we assume. Am I right? dB by dt will be minus omega 1 dB by dt should be omega 2, sorry. Okay, no. This will be, I think the signs, let me adjust properly. This will be omega 2. This will be the answer. Omega 2 further, omega 2 further. Oh, I have to write one more step. V1 by L1. I'll write it. I'll write it. We'll end up with answer. H V1 by L omega 2. V2 by L. Omega 1 will be V1 by L. This is V2 by L. All divided by. For us, it's a just mere mathematical problem. If you look at the machines, no, in the machines, this is very, very important. For us, we may feel what is use of this. If you look at the machines, no, I think you just visit any factories or why factories all, just to look at any truck, there will be moving parts where the rods will be in contact. Very, very important. It is having some significance. We don't know the application part much, no, mathematical one. Okay, the main idea here is what we do go wrong. This is thing you can take care of I'll share. Hmm. I'll scroll down. This is some Olympiad problem. It's a very good one. Can you hear me? I think no voice, no breaking.
No breaking, sir. It's fine, sir.
Fine. Okay, then we'll continue. Yeah. Read the question. Nothing. It's not a big one. Just only the constraint equation is what you should get it properly. It's a disk. It's a disk of radius r. We'll have that is. Yeah. Okay, we have strings. One string is attached here. Okay, this O is the center of the disk. So what information we have? We have these angles. So the disk is given angular velocity omega. It is pinned. Find the magnitude of velocity of center of the disk at this instant. So what we have only three things. We know angle theta, phi, and angular speed, 5 radian per second, that is clockwise. And what are these? They are strictly they are string. So I think unless you don't focus on this, not possible. This is a string one. This is a string two. Hope everyone now you are able to. Okay, let me call this point P1 and let this be P2. So the moment you release the disk, what is the state of these strings? Mechanics. If you have any string connected to rigid body, and if it is something motion, just ask what is the state of strings? Strings will be taut. The strings are taut, and we are discussing about now, like what should be the velocity of this point? Should be zero because they're connected to ceiling. So velocity of point P1 along the string must be equal to zero. Any reason? Because it is connected here. So P1 dash, I'll call it dash, or any other symbols along the string should be zero. Any other direction, let it be, but along the string must be. Why it should be zero? The velocity of point P1, if it is L,
Sir, your voice is
if it,
breaking.
voice is breaking. Check internet connection. Can you hear me now clearly? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the string should be taut and inextensible. There's a one basic idea. Free ends of two inexorable cords wrapped on a massive disk of radius r are fixed. That one. So now at this particular thing, the string should be taut. If it is a taut, it cannot, the velocity of point P1, if it is like this, it will become loose. If it is like this, what means the length of string will increase. Of course, as it unwound, length will increase. But at this instant, I'm talking about this one. So it should be taut and inextensible. So therefore, velocity of point P1 along the string must be 0. What is the core idea of this problem? Velocity of point P1 and P along their respective strings basically why string should be taut and inextensible.
Sir, your voice is lagging in between, sir.
Yes, sir.
No other app is connected, no? Why? Now, can you hear me clearly?
Sir, for me, though, it is coming fine, sir.
Can I?
Voice breaking, sir, still.
Voice is breaking.
Yes, sir. Now it
Yes,
is
sir,
breaking, sir.
voice is breaking.
I'm unable to hear any of your voices also. It's something crackling sound is coming. Why it is?
Sure.
I'll do one thing. I have some two settings that only I have to adjust echo cancellation. If I do that, it should get set. Can I continue? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will continue. Okay, this one. So how to okay, fine. This idea. Then okay, how to still we want velocity this. Enter. Okay, let me use C. So in what possible direction this particular center of the disk can move? I think there's a possible direction. It will try to move in this particular plane. If I release it, no, try to move in this particular plane. It's going to have tangential velocity, x component, y component. Then similarly here also tangential velocity, x component, y component. Then the resultant of all along the string must be 0. The string which is wrapped no will be tangential, may not appear for you. It will be tangential. This should be equal to r omega Vx Vy. This should be equal to Vx Vy. This is r omega. What can be this angle? This angle should be phi. Okay, I'll do one thing. Yeah. This should be theta. If this is theta, this should be theta. equation we can write r omega plus Vx cos phi minus Vy sin phi should be equal to 0. At P2, r omega minus Vx cos theta, Vy sin theta. Equations to unknown Vx and Vy, solving that. R is not there. Okay, R is given, no? Small r it is. Simple. Then the speed of center of mass is given by okay, just some concrete idea, finish short, nothing big, huh? Read question. There's some rough thing for it. Read the question and try to guess the situation. The midpoint. I'll better show it here only. I can't draw all that car. Only till here I'm able to draw it. There's the radius r. It's moving in a circular path of what is the wheel on the same axle is. So this is what the L, the length L. Omega 1, omega 2 of outer wheel on the inner wheel. So this should be the inner wheel. Outer wheel. Okay, let's take the thing now. Capital R. Smaller is the radius of the wheels, capital is the radius of circular path. I think I can't give this. You are supposed to assume the car, everything, I cannot draw it. Okay, let's do one thing. What is the V1? We'll write it. Velocity of center of the inner wheel, tangential, also like a V1, this V2. Can write it as V1 is equal to R minus L by 2 omega. omega. Where is that omega? What is that omega? Omega should be equal to Vc equal to R omega. That's all, no? Or finding very difficult. This should be the omega. So this is that circular path. The point C is what? Is going to move in a circular path. I think I can give this much only. So Vc is equal to that R omega it is. Looking V1 equal for inner wheel. This is for inner wheel. Huh? Okay, sir. So many are asking, sir, like, oh, at least with this, you are able to understand what actually this is R, the radius of this, R minus L by 2. R minus L by 2. What is the radius of this will be? Of mass, Vc. So then what about this will be V1? Okay, now are able to write. So then omega is what? I'll put common for everything. So looking at this diagram, can I write V1 equal to R minus L by 2 omega for inner wheel? Then V1 should be equal to R omega. So let me equate these two. R omega 1 equal to okay, like this I'll get some equation. Omega 1 equal to R minus L by 2 omega by.
Sir, your voice is lagging, sir. And the video is lagging.
I'll check it once.
After you speak, the video is showing up, sir.
So much of data lag. Huh? Echo. Oh, wait, just. Can you hear me now clearly? Can you hear me? Okay, for outer wheel. Light equation V2 equal to R plus omega and V2 equal to R omega. Substituting, equating these two. R omega 2 is equal to R plus L by 2 omega. The difference between them. So this should be equal to L omega by small r, and where omega should be equal to L VC by small r capital R. Because omega, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. This is very important. Actually, the wheel balancing, wheel alignment. No, so why do that? This alignment will occur because of this condition. The cars, what happens, especially like very important. That the lifespan of the car depends on that axle here. So how much the difference between them? Balancing. This is the method what they'll be using that one. So how to, what precautionary we have to take it? You should never go and turn. So when car is moving, no, never do turning like this. So what actually happens is like, definitely there'll be some occur. Agency sudden required. So you should not make the car to skid. So sometimes it'll skid, no. So during there, what happens? The disalignment will occur. The difference between angular velocity between two wheels for a given car, no, when it makes a turn, it's a preferred value. When it becomes more than that one, no, there's some problem with the wheels. What is the impact of that? That will damage, or that will what happen, lead to complete axle, gauge, things what will get this like it will not get aligned. That will have impact on the mileage, and also what will happen, the lifespan of the car. That's why it's advised for every 2000 kilometers at least we have to go for the wheel alignment, wheel balancing. Okay, it's a higher technical thing. So just this problem is something when we go for no computerized measurement, no, all these are the things what they'll be using. No, I'm telling this one. Every day it is used in applications. So for us, like if we don't draw a car, we'll only show some wheels or no diagram is given. We may feel, okay, what is use of this? Wide application it is. See this question, the terminology is something very dangerous here. I put
Normal contact.
no, start thinking some other way.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
I'll do one thing, I'll wait. Only morning, exactly that 11 o'clock, the disturbance starts. So why it is, I don't know, morning junior class. I have only 2 adjustments. I'm doing that. And in spite of that, okay, there's a spherical cavity. And we have Okay, let's get into the calculation part now. Okay, there's a center row. Reaction problem is very simple. Okay, it's a rod, light rod. Rod of length r by 2, radius of cavity is smaller. How the various forces they'll be acting. So the force, rather than saying tension, no, let me take that force. This will be the mg. Why we have to show the force like this? Because it's a rod, it will be pushing this particular ball. And similarly, this rod will be pushing this particular ball, and that push by the rod on the ball will be in this direction. Okay, agree this impact, which we are supposed to calculate, no? The force of, let this be N2. This is asking that N2 and N1. This is theta. Okay, let's write all the possible. I think what is the constraint equation? How this direction? A1, this will have acceleration, A2 horizontal. So what is the constraint equation? A1 cos theta should be equal to A2 sin theta. Theta is 45 degrees, so therefore A1, therefore condition like this. I don't know what to do today. Is voice problem. Continue. Maybe I have two connections. I'm changing both. Even problem. Is it problem with the Zoom software or my net? Just wait. I'll change setting. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
There's a problem with the Zoom software, not with connectivity. When number of users becomes more, no, so that website will have this a thing. Okay, no, f cos theta equal to ma1, then ma2. So, and we have constant equation solving that. So, okay, from that we'll get the value of f. Anybody value of f? Mg by root 2. Now let's come for the interaction force. So N1 minus mg minus f sin theta equals 0. We know f, we know mg. So from that we'll get N1 minus this will be mg by root 2. This is 1 by root 2. Similarly, okay, this is what the force of interaction.
Mg by 2, sir. N2.
Into mg by 2. Yeah. See, like, what are the things now? Definitely, you want to ask, like, what is the stress in the rod? I'll give Young's modulus. What is the stress? Of course, the elongation or the deformation will be very small. So if you ask stress, then I think we can go for like this, no? F by S. Let S be the area of cross section. Assume that the deformation in the rod is very small compared to dimensions of the cavity. In that case, what happened? We can. So now, what is the increase? Will rod will undergo compression or elongation? Anybody?
Elongation.
No, it's a rod, no?
It tends to elongate, but it is fixed.
See, no, not like it's like there's a like a here. What is this F? By the rod on the ball, no? By the ball on the rod will be like this. We have to show it. Similar, by the ball on the rod should be like this. Huh? It will tend to undergo compression, no, not elongation. A compressive stress or so like a elongative stress. So it will be compressive stress will be developed here. Of course, that will be very negligible. Just maybe he is interested to more than one option. No, he may ask you that particular thing. Force of interaction between the ball and the cavity. The stress will develop in the compressive or tensile. Usually it is. Tensile means elongation. Compressive means tensile stress or compressive stress. So compressive stress. There's a rod I'll release from the center having a mass in. Point L by 3 from the inch becomes vertical. Is asking at point P. L by 3 before L by 3 somewhere here. Okay, directly get into what is omega. Omega is root of GL by 2 or root 3G by L. Mathematical part, IO omega square equal to MGL by 2. Solving this, there's a value of omega. Now, what are the things? So let me take a small element. At a distance x. Now, what are the forces that are acting on it? Tension T plus dt and T, and also a pseudo force dm omega square x. So minus of dt is equal to dmg. Problems of like this, only the weight rod also will come into picture in determining that. Without this, we are done. Rod rotating, then what is the tension at a distance x from the axis of rotation. So here what happened? Effect of gravity also will come into picture. Okay. Why? So like a x I'll measure from here, no? X I'll measure this point will be 0. X increases, tension decreases. dt by dx will be negative. Is brought. X increases, tension will decrease. You see that T plus dt here T. As x increases, tension dx will be negative. So this will become some books what will happen, they have sign now, not in the first step. Now, because here as x increases, so dt by dx will be, so this will integrate. So tension at x equals 0, at x equal to L, tension will be, and I'll put in, make careful of, at x equal to will be 0. So he's asking tension x, let T be the tension. This is x equal to L, this is x equal to 0. Everyone it is breaking, or only few specific voice? Mm-hmm. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I think there's some problem is there. Okay, this minus t I forgot. Okay, this will be minus t g x minus L lambda omega square x square minus L square all divided by 2. Solving this will be lambda g L minus x lambda omega square by 2 L square minus x square. Put x equal to L by 3, you'll get the required answer. Just without this, we have done some rotation mechanics has brought it, the decrease in the tension is not just depends only on pseudo force or only on both together. What happen will determine tension, and tension will be different point. Now what they do is like at this instant what happen, a wave is okay, find this one. Then at any instant of time somewhere wave is here. What is the speed of the wave? What is the expression for speed of the wave? T by mu. And if you know tension at this point, what is the wavelength of it? All are interrelated. The moment you calculate tension, it can be introduced to the elasticity or it can be mixed with wave science sound chapter. Correlate
2 mg.
Okay, is this correct? I'm just asking straight away. If I give Young's modulus, is this correct? Anybody wants to interpret? Let Y be the Young's modulus. Then is this correct?
Elastic potential energy will also be.
Also has to be introduced here. Rather than asking numerical no, they they may test you. Then what happened to angular velocity in that case will become less no, because the elastic potential you are going to send on RHS. If you can of deformation of a rod, then this omega will be less than what we get it. More than an options. Be careful. Huh? Read this read the question. I'll set the diagram. I'll get back the screen. Wait here. Okay, now read the question. Yeah, fine. Find the ribbon as a function of radius r. The one that one end of the ribbon is dragged slowly. Try to analyze the conditions. Now, is it capital R variable as we pull this with a constant speed? I think it will not roll when it's passing through the center and perpendicular to its plane. Find the force required to pull the ribbon as a function of R. This one, so there's a disk. Actually, there's a disk on it. What happen? I'll put a ribbon. So I'm going particular thing. The disk is free to rotate. That's all. It can only rotate. It didn't say about an horizontal axis passing to center perpendicular to plane. What force? This force F is asking this one. So as I pull out, so what will happen to the thickness of the ribbon here? That the width, this width will keep on decrease. No, so this R is constant or variable. It's a variable. This U is constant. So what is U equal to? In general, we say like a R omega. So both R omega variable, no? I think our problem r and omega are variable. So let omega be the angular velocity. Both r and omega are variable, and that is what like if we write it, u equal to r omega, and this u is a constant, so du is equal to into this one. So u is a constant. So this will be 0. So this will be r dr by, let me differentiate with respect to time. So d omega by, I'm interested d omega by dt. So d to be the angular. Anything can we interpret sign? I think definitely r will be decreasing, no? So if you want, you can put negative sign. So d omega by dt should omega r dr by dt. So this d omega by dt should be equal to alpha. Just say, rather than some, analyze the term. What was the question? He asked us the force, no? So how to bring that force? Say I'll be applying some force here. So that F into R will become torque, no? Somehow if alpha, I into alpha will become torque. And what is that torque? Torque equal to F into R. So how to, you should pull this, when you're pulling this end of the ribbon here with a force F, so that F into R will be the torque. And due to torque, there'll be angular acceleration also. Okay, agree this. So if I can get from alpha, what will happen? I into alpha will become torque. From torque, F into R. So I'll bring the F. I think this is what the background is, what we needed. Okay, let's proceed further now. What is that dt? dt is some interval of time, no? So in that interval of time, if this much of length of the ribbon which comes out, and what should happen? That much of length of the ribbon here should decrease, no? Thickness of the ribbon is also d is there. So what is that u dt? So volume of the ribbon should be considered, no? How much of volume of ribbon is here? I need diagram. Yeah, I'll proceed like this. Huh? So imagine volume of this part of the ribbon should be equal to volume of this part of the ribbon. Say what all volume of the ribbon should be available in. So like this 2 pi r dr. What is the volume of this part? 2 pi r dr. And what is volume of this part of the ribbon? What is the length of that? Okay, this. Okay, it's color, no? So I'll do one thing. dm1, dm2. So that dm1 should be equal to. So what is dm1? Welcome. So ud by, so that dr by dt I'll replace here. Omega r ud by 2 pi r. I think I'm near. Then what is the torque? Come F into R. Torque equal to this F. Moment of inertia is what I. Is what we assumed it, no? Omega is what? U by, let me replace that. Answer will be F is equal to I U square D by, check dimensionally. I think, okay, fine.
R raised to the power 4.
R to power of 4, no? Yeah. This is the idea. From here is what the problem, what happened, we can manage clearly. Let me have water. Let me go for next one here. Then I'll come to that. Read the question. I will set the diagram. Not coming. R equal to L by 3. Yeah, okay. So the center of the rod. Here's what I'm going to apply an horizontal force. Find the aggression of the ball immediately after the force start acting on it. I think it is smooth surface. What are the forces that will be acting? The normal contact on the rod and the normal contact on the ball. And the ball will have acceleration, let it be A2. What is the state of the rod? What can happen to rod? The rod starts rotating alpha, and we know this distance is L by 3. Okay. There's a point 2. Okay, this much is there. Find the acceleration of the ball immediately after the force start acting. Find the originator component of the hinge force acting on the rod. F starts acting. So there's some hinge force is also there, he's asking. So let's first calculate the acceleration. We'll see what all we can get. So any constraint equation?
Acceleration of ball is equal to L by 3 alpha.
Yeah. Okay, that one. Acceleration of point A should be equal to the acceleration A2. Tangential acceleration of point A should be equal to tangential acceleration of point A. I took. Tangential acceleration of point P should be equal to the acceleration of the ball. So first, let me concentrate on the rod. Get better to F into L, N into L by 3 should be equal to IO alpha. F minus N by 3 ML alpha by 3. Call equation 1. That acceleration of point P should be L by 3 alpha. AC2 should be equal to E2. Force that is acting on the ball be equal to mass of the ball. Both are having same mass. Yeah. So for the ball, this is the condition. Okay, I think this is equation 1, this is equation 2, 3. 2 and 3. F minus N by 3. This will become MA2. That MA2 will become N. Three F by 4. Then from this, we'll get the acceleration. Okay, I find the acceleration ball immediately after the force start acting on it. Means the rod, just the moment you apply force at that instant. The one answer is what we have. Find the horizontal component of hinge force. Why that hinge force will be there? What to do with that? So let me discuss the thing separately. F normal contact. The hinge force, I don't know, I'll call that as Rx. Here, it will have acceleration AC. Can we calculate the acceleration of center of mass first? It should be L by 2 alpha. Okay, since we know A2, so from that what happened, we'll get the alpha. So L alpha will be 3, 2, and A2 is 3F by 4M, so 9F by 8M. This is the acceleration of the rod, C1. Okay, let's write the basic equation. F plus Rx minus N equal to M. X is unknown thing. So what is N? N we know 3F by 4 M by 8M.
One by 8F.
How much?
1 by 8F.
And F by only 7F by 8, no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Reaction horizontal you check the advanced paper, we don't have any much problems on connecting bodies. Either they're asking only on the rod or only on the sphere, like that rod in contact with the other rigid body, some set of problems. Possibility of asking. That's why I just picked up. Again, just stick on to the basics here. Like they'll be in contact, we know it. So the acceleration along contact is non-zero. That's the one constraint equation which is going to help you a lot. You can see this. This is the based on what? A constraint equation. Acceleration along common normal should be equal as normal contact is non-zero between. Similarly, the same idea here. Completed reading question, then I'll proceed it. Oh. Okay, no, we'll get into the problem. So same idea. Here just of that ring of Marsam is made here. It's a ring, huh? Oh. It out again. We'll think this. Huh? I'll bring the ring. I'll bring the ring. Okay, no, we'll get into the problem. So again, the same seams are the same. Okay, this is a rough. Okay, first get into the all the forces that are going to act here. No. Okay, this is going to help us a lot. So there's a center of the ring. There's a point of contact. How the normal contact here will be like, it will be like this here. and length L equal to 2 root 3 R. Theta equal to 60 degrees. So theta is 60 degrees. So this will be 30. This will be 30. We know this is R. So we can calculate the length OP where it is in contact. Now how the direction of friction will act on the ring? It should be in this direction. Then what possible direction and the alpha 1, alpha 2. So we'll call this as alpha 1 or alpha 2. Alpha 1, we'll call this as A1. I think this is enough now. So write all possible equations that can act, that are responsible for the motion of rest all. Okay, let's, what is alpha 2? We'll calculate mg into torque acting on the rod. TO should be equal to, I have space, length of the rod L by 2 cos 60. This should be clockwise. Then the normal contact N should be equal to, okay, we don't know that distance, no? So this should be equal to M L square by 3 into alpha 2 mg 2 root 3 R 1 by 2. N into, okay, how to get the distance OP?
And 30.
Sine 30, yeah, we'll use that triangle. Sine 30.
And 30 is
Tan 30 by tan 30. Tan 30 by PC by PO. See, we know R equal to this is R root 3. So this will be, if this is positive, this will be negative. So I'll take this negative. Okay, like this, I'll get alpha 2 in terms of let me take this ring. Horizontal nx minus f equal to ma1. Then torque will be nx, how much it will be? Horizontal component n sine 60. N sine 60 equal to ma1. F into r, it's a ring, no? So IC into alpha 1. IC is mr square, alpha 1 pure rolling, A1 by R. Substituting that, n root 3 by 2 A1. So 4 okay, this is about the n and A1. What is the acceleration of point P? Constraint equation, I'll come for this one. Acceleration of point P should be equal to acceleration along common normal should be. So how much this angle will be? Anybody, this angle, this angle. I'll extend the line so that will be. Yeah. Anybody theta? Okay, no, this. Anybody value theta? Anybody theta value?
Sir.
30, yeah? Theta will be 30, yeah? 60, yeah? Oh, why?
30, sir.
30 only. Then AP should be equal to constraint equation. AP should be equal to A1 cos 30. AP should be equal to A1 root 3 by 2. That A1 and what is AP? AP should be equal to OP into alpha 2. Value of OP or PO, OP is root 3, this one. This I'm going to substitute here. So R root 3 alpha 2 equal to A1 root 3 by 2. I think that let me put all the equations. I'll call this as equation 1, equation 2. How many unknowns are there? N, A1, alpha 2. Again, I should replace. We'll take this equation 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me write in all. So these are all equations are there. Solving them. Things. Just learning all that equating. The more I'm just focusing on like a motion of connecting bodies. Can you solve this afterwards? I'll put only the answer.
Root 3 G by 12.
Acceleration. G by 4 root 3 given.
Both are same, sir. Root 3 G by 12, that only. Both are same.
No, root 3 G. Yeah. A1, no? This is. Yeah. This one, no? Yeah. This is please very important. My personal request: do revise such and go to the advanced. If you look at the books, no, we do have reaction at the end when it is released. Maximum we did for rod, no. Now in the revision program, you try to analyze all other different shaped objects. The rigid body mechanics in the books, 90% of numericals are based on rod. Slight change, instead of rod, let it be other shaped rigid body. Different. If you look at the advanced exam, problems on the rod are less. Problems on different shaped rigid bodies are more. I think the methodology, please try to understand. See, we have a books. We have to depend on books. We have is asking. Okay, I think what you study for rod is applicable for any other shaped rigid body also. That's a general way of learning rigid body mechanics. So let me collect. So usually when we do same problem for a rod, no, this is what happens. The moment I release, the weight mg will act. There's a reaction ry. So there'll be a torque set up about. Then extension AC. So mg into L by 2 should be equal to IO alpha. From that we'll get alpha. Then AC equal to L by 2 alpha. Then mg minus Ry equal to MAC. So what is the reaction at the end just after relieved? Or going for the semicircular wire. The same methodology, nothing big will be there. This is an inch. Okay, just try to. I want you to think once. Then I'll come into. The center of mass of the wire. We must have some basics. So in exam you can't find out center of mass of the semicircular wire. Okay, this is a point P. So the weight. Okay, I said 2 minutes. No. Okay, I'll let me wait for some time.
Sir, mg by 3 pi under root
Now-
of pi square plus 16.
Root of pi square plus 16 by 16. Huh?
Sir, mg by 3 pi under root of pi square plus 16.
Oh, that much is not there. Okay, we'll see. Okay, anyway, you try. No, okay, fine, good. Weight of the this will mg. Here, why there's no reaction along x-axis? There's a primary question. If you can ask, problem solved.
No force along x-axis.
Because there is no other anybody is there to pull this rod radially outward or to push this rod radially inward. If I give angular velocity, there'll be reaction. Please check in notes. I think we have discussed long back. Here, if I release from rest, just after released, from rest, if I release this rod from rest, no reaction along axis. If I give angular velocity and release, there'll be reaction will come. Here also, sir, release from rest, so therefore there'll be only Ry. Okay, in fact, here you see that how the motion of center of mass will be. How center of mass will not move vertically down here. So what is the type of motion this wire will describe? It's a pure rotational motion, no, about point P. So how the acceleration of center of mass will be directed like this here. Perpendicular, this is R, this is theta. So this let me call YC, or that one, this is small. Okay, this is capital R. What is Y? Y is equal to 2R by pi. Now you see that there is a MM component of acceleration of center of mass along x-axis is there. So there should be reaction. So there'll be reaction.
mg into root of 1 by 4 plus 1 by pi square.
Okay, then yeah, that will be correct. Okay, NX and NY will be there. That will be correct here. So let's write the equations of motion. So this is theta is what I took it. So this is theta, this is theta, this will be theta. No. So mg minus ny equal to mac cos theta. Then nx should be equal to mac sin theta. Then we'll write equation for torque about point P. So first let me start with the torque one. Torque about point P should be equal to IP into alpha P. Then what is the torque about point P? So mg into r, because this nx and ny will intersect axis of rotation. So mg into r should be equal to, I want IP, that one. For that, I should know ICZ. So this is like a x-axis. This is a y-axis, no? So what is IOZ? MR square. So therefore IOZ equal to ICZ plus M into Y whole square. IOZ is MR square ICZ M into 2R by pi whole square. After getting ICZ, now you'll get IPZ. IPZ equal to ICZ plus MR square. What is R? R is, again, I should write it as root of R square plus Y square. Okay, no. So this I got IPZ. This I had to substitute here. Okay, after getting alpha P, then I'll get AC. What is AC? AC should be equal to R into alpha P. After getting AC, then let me write equation. mg AC cos theta, AC sin theta. Okay, now nx and ny, solve for it. The total reaction will be solve all the equation. I'll begin with the, I'll just give the end answer. Okay, now what is the thing? So let any other rigid body, let it be released, no? So don't think that always it'll be along y-axis, the reaction. It all depends upon the shape of the rigid body also. No, you explore. Okay, if I release, I want students to really understand. So if I release a disk, then instead what happened, let me release a triangle. Equilateral triangle, you can take it. or if I release a triangle. So it's unlimited. See, that's what I suggest you, like. So same thing. So there's a right angle triangle, 30 degrees, I'll give it. Other things and also let M be the mass. What about the reaction then? So many things are there, no? The lamina, triangular lamina. So many shaped objects can come. So even they can bring some particle here, they'll attach some particle. It'll become unlimited. So at least I think this is a one case, that one. This is not a generalized one. Huh? No, this will become some sort of like generalized. We have books, more discussion on the rod. You see, total 90% of questions in the textbooks are based on the rod. Along with the rod, in every problem, in case of rod, if it is any other rigid body there, what will happen? Think once, no, definitely I think you'll be in better position. So try to work out. If it is like a disc is there, ring is there, ring or semicircular plate, both are same idea. Triangular plate will come, or any other cone also I can release. That will be little bit. what will be the reaction at the inch. So there's a one methodology of revising rotation mechanics. Please go through. Even you may feel you are doing less problem, but at least clarity will be there. You need to struggle with every question. I think now at a stretch, if you look at the one paper, no, in one of the test papers in one of the institution, they'll give this, in another paper this, in one or this one.
So your voice
Same.
is breaking.
I think we have to change timings, I feel. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
This workout, please, more from student side than teacher side. I'm telling this one. So teacher, what happen? I'll think that, okay, you can manage with every other diagram. Now it's the student's responsibility that the idea is same. Only the center of mass will be different. This one, huh? So your responsibility is now as increase more. You should know how to apply for various situations. Huh? Let's take this one. You can take the plane diagram. Read the question, I'll set the diagram. There's a rope. There's a force applied. The disk is having a mass m. This particle, both all are lying on smooth horizontal surface. Find the acceleration of the small body. Acceleration of small body means this m only, no? You mean to say here? So this is a rope. Huh? So some of you. These are very important. Please do think on such numericals, no? Oh, yeah. Let me get it. Let me get into this one. So I applied a force on this rope, no? So what is that force, no? I think that this will be better diagram for you. With what force I'll pull, that will be the tension. I think this is a quite, it is like this. So this will move like this, acceleration. This will accelerate. This will be alpha 1. Anybody, can you say about tension? Will it be same or different? Very primary question I'm asking. Tension must be different. So instead, like a better write F. That will be more justified in the question. And F will not be equal to T. So how come, but you said tension should be same on the I side of a pulley. It's having a mass m.
Friction will act now.
Did he side? So that string does not slip over it. String wheel does not slip over means there'll be friction here. Okay, let's not bother. So therefore the tension must be different here. So therefore what force you pull, that'll be the tension here, and the tension in this part and this part will be different. So what is the motion now? So let's write what all possible motions now. Now for the disk, it will be F plus T equal to MA1, T equal to MA2, then F into R minus T into R should be equal to M R square by 2 into alpha 1. Straight away. So how many unknowns are there? Check it. A1, A2, alpha 1, T. Voice is breaking. Okay, F by 3M. F by 3M. Let me wait for answer. I don't have. I think I'm unable to somewhere answer. I didn't gather it. Okay, now after this. Any constant equation can we write for this? How accelerations are related? So I'll directly going to take help of this point P. A1 and A2 are labeled as in the diagram F plus T1, T equal to MA2. Okay. I'm doing correction. Thank you. Yeah. No. What's with there's a string, no? There's string. String is inextensible. So acceleration of point P should be equal to acceleration of this particle. APX should be equal to A2. What is APX? A1 minus R alpha 1. So what is our mindset? Where all two bodies are in contact, one constraint equation, where all string is there, through the string we'll get a relation between accelerations. Then body is having translative motion, net force equal to ma, body is having rotation motion, torque equal to I alpha. I think somehow we should fight with these ideas only, no? Now substitute all A1 equal to F plus T by M. R alpha 1 should be equal to 2 into F minus T by M should be equal to A2 will be T by M. Solving this, we'll get the T. R alpha 1 minus A1. Huh? Let me just think once constant equation. Acceleration of Px is towards left, no? So towards left means R alpha 1. Okay, yeah. Let me rewrite. So R alpha 1 will be 2F minus T by M. A1 will be F plus T by M. So solving this, we'll get T in terms of F. Then we can calculate the acceleration. Anybody value A2?
By 4m.
F by 4M. Small idea based. I think you give priority for such problems. There are EDO, there are 6 are there. In SURMA, there are around, I think, some 3 are there. Again, if you take the Stingage book, there are around 4 are there. Balaji publication, there are 4 are there. So like that, and Physics Galaxy, there are 3 are there. If you gather all, there are some around 15 questions are there based on just different idea. But the method is same. The different constraint equations, different rotational conditions will come into picture. Okay, I made corrections here, no? This is the I made correction here. Okay, now we'll stop the class here. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow we have all day. Huh? Anybody? Any information? Let me first finish off the class. Okay, this one, we'll stop the class. Huh?